Conclave. Conclave is the brand new. Is it Ralph Fiennes? Is that his name? Ralph Fiennes movie starring Ralph Fiennes. Um, so Ralph Fiennes in this film, directed by Edward Berger. Sorry, this is about a. I'm gonna read. I'm just gonna read the IMDb synopsis because I'm always worried when I come up with a synopsis in my head on my own. I'm like, am I just spoiling the whole film right now? Hopefully, I'm not. So this is when Cardinal Lawrence is tasked with leading one of the world's most secretive and ancient events, selecting a new pope. He finds himself at the center of a conspiracy that could shake the very foundations of the Catholic Church. This film also has John Lithgow, Stanley Tucci. This film knocked my socks off. This film is amazing. It's so well shot. The film is beautiful. There are moments in this film where it's just men in robes sitting in a room talking, and you're like, this, I want to hang this up on my wall. This looks amazing. There's a scene with like an explosion sort of near the top of the church, and like, it just looks beautiful. It looks like a godly intervention somehow. It just looks amazing. The cinematography is just, I don't know if anyone's really talking about it, but I thought it was beautiful. There were so many moments I was like, I could hang that up on my wall. I honestly just thought this film is way too beautifully shot for what it is, which is just people talking. And that is the sign of a fucking incredible script, because this film isn't an R-rated film at all, but it feels adult. Like, I'm sure this film is just a PG. I'm sure you could technically take a 3-year-old into the cinema to see this, but it feels adult. There's no blood, there's no swearing, there's no sex, there's no drugs, there's nothing like that. But it's still about a topic for adults. This is an adult topic. It's about philosophy. It's about religion. It's about politics. It's sort of about adult themes, and you watch it and you're like, oh man, this is great. Like, I love seeing a film that isn't R-rated yet is completely and 100% not for kids. Like, great, that's wonderful. Like, this is just a wonderful script. It didn't need any of that other stuff to keep you interested. It didn't need a single bit of it. You know, it was just interesting in and of itself. It was so well written. It was kind of riveting. Like, it should be boring. To me, that could be the most boring subject ever. Just, oh, we've got to choose the next pope. Like, I'm not very religious. I think it's kind of silly. And yeah, it was riveting. Much like Two Popes, which came out a couple of years ago. That was oddly riveting as well. And then once I watched on a whim, I watched that film about, oh, what was it called? It was about the Catholic priests. I watched it with a mate, and it's just, I don't know, something. I guess there's something about Catholic priests which I find incredibly interesting and riveting to watch, because it's kind of bizarre. I have to say, I am probably a little bit biased because I vehemently disagree with a lot of stuff Catholics talk about. You know, I have a lot of friends in the gay community. I think women should be able to have abortions. I have all those sort of views. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy. And I know Catholics deeply, deeply want to say that condoms spread AIDS. I know that that's a thing that a lot of Catholics want to say. And popes kind of say, and protecting paedophiles and things. Apart from all that kind of stuff, I'm biased against this. And when I was watching it, I have to say, my biases were coming up. I could feel it. I was like, the silliness of the robes, the opulence of the buildings, like all the gold and the jewels and the burlesque of it, the whole sort of tradition of it. It all seems silly, like writing name on the letter and threading the letter and making the smoke, but it all just seems so silly and like, don't we live in the 21st century? Like, that was bubbling up in me. And I was like, you're not going to get, this film is going to be not one for me. But like those other Catholic films that I've watched, Two Popes and that other one I can't remember the name of, it's going to kick me if I don't ever remember the name of that film. But yeah, this film, it kind of changes your mind by the time you get there. there's some real beautiful speeches from these. Are they cardinals? Yeah, cardinals and priests or whatever they are. Some really, really stunning speeches that you just think it really makes you think about faith in a different way. I know Ralph Fiennes has just this incredible speech about, like, let's make our next pope be a doubtful pope, because being doubtful is so human. And he really, I guess he's a very modern priest, because he's embracing doubtfulness. And I guess the idea of faith inherently has doubtfulness in there as well. And I just found it very, very beautiful. Like, it almost brought a tear to my eye. And another priest towards the end gives this huge speech, and he's just like, it just hit me. What can I say? It just hit me. I don't necessarily believe in. I consider myself an agnostic person, and I don't necessarily believe in God. But man, the things that they were saying definitely made me think, like, man, faith is such an important thing, and having a community of people that kind of believe in goodness and beauty and love. Like, wow, it's so nice that there's this practice with a leader who's really just there trying to talk about love. Like, just amazing, just really, really great stuff. And that other film I couldn't remember the name of is called Spotlight. But yeah, what can I say? This film just knocked my socks off. I thought it was great. I thought it was incredible. And like I say, riveting. I highly recommend this film. Go and watch this film if it's still out of the cinemas. I hope it is. If not, it'll probably be on streaming somewhere soon. But I totally recommend it. If you've seen it, if you, my viewer friends, have seen it, let me know in the comments below so I can just read them and know what you think.